Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're continuing on with the Learn the Tarot series. We are on card 19 of the Major Arcana, which is the Sun card. We just came off of card 18, which was the Moon. So if the Moon card dealt with the energy of confusion, illusions, things from the subconscious, things that are unseen, secrets, secrecy, things that need to be released, releasing the past, etc., etc. The Sun is about the energy of clarity, things coming to light, things beginning to feel warm again, more optimistic, positive for the most part. And I say that because it always just depends upon the other cards around it. It depends upon what you're receiving intuitively, whatever psychic downloads or information you're getting about the situation. Because there's never ever one way of just reading a card. Because, for example, the Sun card could also be, for example, being like overly optimistic about something despite seeing certain realities, just as an example. But at the same time, it could be a very positive thing as well. It brings about the energy of happiness, of joy, of play, inner child healing, inner child expression. Even with all of that, I personally sometimes as well see the red. Well, in this case, it's not really a flag, but in like more of the traditional tarot, it's often more of like a red flag. I do see it at times being that, yes, there may be a positive feeling or a positive progression with certain things, but there could still be some red flags that need to be noticed. Red flags don't always have to mean that you have to just completely drop everything, give up, and move on. It is just showing something that may still need to be addressed. And it's for you to decide whether it's a deal breaker or not. It could be a sign of just needing to take notice. But again, you decide whether it's a deal breaker or not for you with whatever the situation is, however it's coming through. And sometimes it is you that is the red flag, you know what I mean? Or sometimes it's your way of thinking that is the red flag. And what this is also telling is that even though there may be some red flags, depending upon the situation, especially within yourself, there's always a way to begin to turn things around to better yourself or to better the situation or the relationship. Sometimes bettering the relationship or the situation is being in it still. Sometimes bettering it is going different directions or going your separate paths. Again, just giving how I read this intuitively and how I've seen it in certain scenarios and situations and at different times. There's never one way. But the Sun card for me always represents an energy of something being illuminated. Again, light being shown on something. Again, a lot of the time it represents an energy of warmth coming back in, feelings of warmth, happiness, joy, optimism. I don't always put too much weight on reversals, but if it does come reversed, it could mean that maybe you're having trouble being optimistic, or maybe you're having trouble seeing the positives in something, or maybe even it's just being overly like toxic positivity, for example. Things of that energy is coming up to where it's like, okay, maybe you're in denial about certain logical things or realistic things that have been happening because you just want something so bad. I also heard spirit say dream chasing, dream chaser. So whether it's upright or reversed, a lot of the time to me, this Sun card represents like a dream you have, like a dream you want to achieve, a daydream you have, or what you daydream about, you know what I mean? Whether it's upright or reversed, can go either way. If it's reversed, or even if it's upright and there's more negative cards around it, it could be maybe you doubt that you can have that dream or that goal, or maybe it just seems like it's the wrong timing for it. But even that needs to be seen or illuminated and clarified for yourself so that you can make a choice for yourself one way or the other. 19 is the I just heard my daughter, so I might have to get her in a minute. 19 is the numbers. So 1, again, is about the self, first steps, and focusing on, again, self-awareness, new beginnings, taking the first action, first step. And then 9 is about a cycle, a chapter that is closing. And with that comes more spiritual awareness, spiritual growth, knowing better. So the Sun card is often when things are illuminated, when clarity comes in, when the light is shown on something, no matter how positive it is or it may seem or feel or not, it's bringing the energy of you now know better. You've learned a lesson. And I just heard Spirit say a lot of the time the Sun is meaning there's better days to come. So maybe you're feeling that better day right now, or maybe it's something that's on the horizon, but there are better days to come. I'm not going to get too in depth about the symbolism in terms of like the traditional cards, because this is not the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And also I tend to read more intuitively, but I always encourage people to learn more about the breakdown of the actual symbolism in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, because I think that's important as well. This is the Melanated Classic Tarot deck. Also, the sunflowers, to me, reading it intuitively, to me represent growth. It also represents like elevating, ascending, because they tend to get tall, especially if they're nurtured properly and in the right environment, which is key. When you're in the right environment, symbolically, you know what, you blossom, you grow, you bloom, you can be in that place of positivity, joy, happiness. You can be your best self, the best version of you, when you are nurtured properly by others, by yourself, by an environment, and that all creates like a beautiful recipe to grow, to evolve into something beautiful. So I see that symbolically as well. So when this comes up, it's often a question of, are you in the right environment? Do you feel nurtured? Do you feel taken care of? Do you feel warm? Do you feel like you can be your truest self? Do you feel like your inner child is safe and protected? These are some of the other things that can come up when looking into the Sun card. But yeah, I think that's all I have for this card right now. Please comment below ways that you view the Sun card or experiences that you have seen with this card. I love learning from you guys, and I love sharing things back and forth, because like I said, there's never one way to read a card. It can come in many different ways of seeing it, depending upon the particular reading, the particular situation and scenario. But always trust your intuition. Don't go by just what any book says or what a definition is. But that's what I have for you guys. Remember to like this video, please, and comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you choose to, you could always tip by buying me a coffee for being your teacher in this. The information on where you can go to do that is down below in the description box, as well as where you can go to book a personal reading with me. And I will talk to you guys another time. Bye.